Groovy, man. I just want a bunch of folks in front of my porch. Let's have a Coca-Cola, a sweet tea, or whatever your drink of flavor is, and let's just talk about life and how far we've come on the only 1340 WTAN 10 Talk Radio Network.
It's All Groovy with Robbie the Shark. Tune in Saturday afternoon from 12 to 1. Listen at your own risk.
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk. Entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
It's Saturday afternoon. It's 12 noon. The fire pit's lit. And it's All Groovy on the Tan Talk Radio Network with Robbie the Shark.
Well, I want to thank you very much, Matt, for the great introduction, as you always do. I'm taking interviews for co-host, and we'll see what happens. Any rate, I hope everybody's had a great, weird week. My God, I really actually don't even be on the show today because it's been such a rough, weird week, but also a groovy week. What a classy inauguration. I don't remember Biden's or Obama's. Why they gave this much coverage to it. I mean, it was like 24/7 there for 2 days. I mean, I dig Trump, but he's a schmuck. He's doing some bad things that we'll talk about later. He means well, and he's going to try to do his best. I know that, but I can't believe the coverage it got. And
because it's Trump, I can believe every damn bit of it. And so too can the guy who's on the phone line. Your buddy Brett is called in. He's on the phone right now.
Oh, hey, Mr. Brentley, how you doing today, brother?
Hey, what's going on, bud?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was supposed to call you, but I was BSing to a homeless guy outside who was in a little trouble, needed some cigarettes and what have you not. You know, I've been down that road, and so have you. I turn that volume off. We've both been down that road. So, you know, I had a couple of cigarettes, actually, and cigars left in my pocket, like, 5 or 10 of them. I said, yeah, here, just boom, take them, dude, you know. Because I understand it's not always your fault. Maybe your fault that you got into that, but now it's not your fault you can't get out of it. And he's not a veteran, where at least me and you had help because we were veterans, and we are veterans. And so, yeah, and I'm just yakking, and I looked, I said, holy crap, it's 11:57. I need to get over in the studio. And I got here at 11:15. So it was nice, though, to yak to somebody. But I don't know how to say this. He's unfortunate, but I've been there. So I understand. And it was nice that I did have a couple bucks to throw at him. And nice. It made me feel good, actually. And then I knew you're going to call in. And I'm thinking, Matt's like, hey, you told me this guy's going to call in. I'm like, holy crap, I was supposed to call him 10 minutes to noon, and I didn't. I blew it. But that, you know what? That's life. That's just the way it is. Dear God. This weather.
You know, but
go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you, it's cold up here, but it's warmer today than it has been for 2 days.
Well, you got snow up there, though, right?
Well, it's pretty well gone now.
Well, you're what part of Virginia you in?
I'm in Hopewell, actually.
Oh,
It's a little bit south of Richmond.
that's what I thought. I mean, just absolutely disgusting down here. Of course, you know from last week, I lost my home because of this storm, and I'm living in a motel, and they have no heater. They gave me this heater. Honest to God, it ain't more than 3x5. I froze my butt off last night. I haven't had sleep since 10 o'clock Thursday night. So, yeah, I am a little disoriented today, so please bear with me. And actually, that might be helpful because when I'm disoriented, I'll say stupid.
What do you think about this Trump stuff here?
I love the Donald, no doubt about it. He is great. He's going to do good for the country. However, as I was talking to Matt earlier, he has. I'm not one of those people that's going to be, oh yeah, Trump, 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 Trump. No, when you screw up, I'm going to let you know. And he's a little bit off kilter right now. I think the first 2 days were fabulous.
Yeah.
First 2 days that were fabulous. I mean, his inauguration and the dancing with the wife. I mean, that was just Melania. Though, why doesn't she show her eyes?
Well,
you notice that she had that hat on, which was kind of sexy and classy. But then yesterday she had a baseball cap on, and you still couldn't see her eyeballs. I'm like, what are you hiding under there, woman? I don't know. That kind of bothers me. Other than that, so far, I mean, he's babbling too much, and news is giving him too much time, as far as I'm concerned. For Christ's sakes, I watched. Of course, you know I'm a Fox News nut, and all I'm seeing is Trump and California fires. I don't care about California. They're getting all the damn money. I ain't getting no money. FEMA's not playing for my pace. I just spent almost $2,000 for 2 weeks to have a place to live because FEMA won't pay no more. North Carolinians, they're much worse off than us Floridians are now. Most Floridians now are in a better place. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them. But I'm just disgusted by it because it's, you know, the wealthy out there. Up yours, you know. I don't care if California, I wish you would just secede the union. Get out. Get out,
you know,
go
the thing
away.
about it is, my dad's wealthy, but I tell you what, I sure ain't getting none of it. So you got to figure out the elite deal.
Whatever you did there, move away because you're
you were breaking up there a little bit.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh,
brother.
I'm sorry.
I tell you, every time you talk to me on the phone, I tell you, stop moving around. You can't do that because your phone up there in Virginia, you're back in the hills over there, and people can't hear you. You don't have good cell phone connection. So stay in that one good spot, and it's all good. And I want to tell you what, it is so cold down here. It's colder than a mother-in-law's kiss.
Who knew Florida actually decided to participate in the cold? I thought that was only states located above Georgia.
Above Georgia, my behind. My God, I'm so thankful that even though I'm getting cheated and FEMA ain't paying, that I did have a little bit of funds in my account that I could not imagine having to be out in the street. Oh, dear. Not even in a tent, where a tent will at least block the wind. Oh, my dear Lord.
Well, I know you got all the people that are living in tents in Carolina. You got them living in tents in California.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is something that we've got going on here.
Well, North Carolina and Florida, though, you're freezing. At least in California, it's not cold, which is not good. And then what a new thing I thought I saw this morning. Now there's a new fire at the Mexican border. I don't know. Maybe that's to keep them illegal rats out of here, that they set that on fire too. Because I don't care what anybody says. These fires were set by human beings. They were not caused. It didn't help that, what's his name there? New Scum. And I'm not the one that just said that. I think actually Trump was the first one to call them new scum and not Newsome. New scum. They never cleaned it up. You're full of, I mean, we lived in the woods, Brent. You don't leave all that kindling around. You got to brush that out. And everybody thinks, okay, you're homeless. You live in the woods. What a pig you are. No, you're not. You live out there. Remember, the cops come down. We got fires, but we had a fire pit with bricks and everything laid around it, you know, and they were like, cool. We got water right here. We got a rake. You know, we don't want to burn down. But California.
Beer cans don't burn.
What's that?
I said beer cans don't burn.
No, but they get pretty darn hot and they burn your skin. Yeah, it was my rough days down here in Florida. I'm living a little bit better than that now. I got a little bit better.
Well, see, I am too, but you know, we rode the storm out.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, sugar. That was 2017, and I was fortunate actually because I worked at the VA and I was a volunteer for any emergency situations. So I spent 3.5 days at the VA, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Which, by the way, I was supposed to get double time pay. Never got. The big boss promised us all a pizza party. Never got. And it was the fourth day, man. I was like going on 48, whatever, 4 times 24 is. And I'm like, nah, I got to go. I got to go. And I rolled back out to the tent and went to sleep in the tent. Yeah, I was living in a tent working at the VA. Okay, that's unbelievable.
Yeah. You gave it all, though.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? I actually enjoyed it. I'll never forget because there was a young lady. She was scared to death, and that's when I was working the 4th floor. And she looks at me and she's like, "I don't know what to do. I'm in trouble. They want me to leave." I said, "No. I take care of you."
Most people don't know what the 4th floor is.
Right. Well,
So explain it to us. What is the 4th floor?
Go ahead, Brent.
It's better known by the alias as the flight deck. And it's
Mental
for
health
people
issues.
that are not completely sane.
Mental health issues.
Basically, you're a few fries short of a Happy Meal.
Just short of it, yeah.
A little more than a few fries, that's no doubt. But no, she was so distraught. And like she said, people are yelling at me. I said, "Come here, ma'am." I said, "You know what? I'm going to take care of you. I know an office down here that's empty." And I went and I got her blankets. I said, "You just stay here, ride the storm out. When the storm's out, I'm going to come get you. I got to throw you out, because they catch me putting you in there, I could get fired." But I had to do what was right. I don't even know if she was a veteran. But she obviously either was or maybe a veteran's wife or whatever. But she was scared to death, didn't know where to go. I guess she was homeless. Nice looking young lady. And I'm like, "All right, don't worry, baby, though." And I got her a pillow and blankets, and I put her in a room. I said, "You just stay there and be fine." Matter of fact, I was in an office, and it was brand new. They just built that section, the new psych ward over there, and I was staying in an office there. And you ain't allowed to smoke in the VA, man. I was smoking, drinking beer in there. I was really bad back then. Doesn't mean I'm not that much better now, but I at least have a little bit of. I don't know the word I was just looking for there. A little couth. That was the word I'm looking for. I get a little couth now, but I didn't give a squat. Hey, I'm cold. I got nowhere to go. It's out there storming. I'm working 12 hours a day. Screw it. Got my beer. Had my cigarettes in the hospital, smoking cigarettes in a VA hospital. Brent, you remember being in a VA hospital. How many times you ever get that heart monitor on you? You walk off the floor, they come chase you down. I just want to have a cigarette.
Yeah, they'll come get you. They'll put a code orange on you or something.
Oh, I can't tell you how many times they chased me down. "What are you doing, Robbie?" I said, "Well, I asked you if I can have a cigarette. You told me no. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to be like a child, and when I think you're not looking, I'm jumping on that elevator. I'm going out puff, man. It. I'm going to have some.
That's how I did it. They knew the drill. They took my cigarettes when I got there.
In fact, I haven't been to the VA in 2 years. And that's another thing I love about Trump. It was 2 years ago that I went to St. Augustine to get some PTSD help. And I never forget that morning because as Trump did now, the only thing on a flagpole that can fly is the American flag, including not flying the MIA flag, which that kind of bothered me a bit. But on the other hand, the flag that was flying out there was that, I'm sorry, I'm going to say this. I don't know if it's FCC rules or not. That goddamn rainbow crap.
And I'm like, acceptable.
Jesus, God Almighty. And that was a funny day, actually, because I seen a guy, he came out of the elevator and he had his arms flailing in the air. And I mean, it's like, do you actually have boobs? because you were very feminine. She was so gay. And like I walked out, and the only buddy I had left from the housekeeping, good guy, I forget his name, a good guy. He said, Robbie, he said, you just see it? I said, yeah, I did. I said, look at this, dude. He said, I know it's disgusting. It's a shame, Robbie. And he said, we miss you. I said, well, I'm going to get some help here at PTSD and straighten me up. Maybe I'll come back. And kind of wish I did, because it wasn't just the money. I really enjoyed it because you talk to fellow vets, whatever kind of crap they were going through.
Well, things are changing, Robbie.
Yeah, I know.
And I mean, it's not necessarily for better, in my opinion, but we're old.
I am not.
You're looking at the top of the hill.
I'm 26.
In dog years, maybe.
Well, next year, of course, I'm going to be 36.
Again, in dog years, maybe.
No, 26 turned around is 62.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, okay. So, but I never ever considered myself old. And that is funny that both of you mentioned that. Because I do, maybe I'm wrong, and I just have a different opinion about myself. But I see a lot of people that I went to high school with. Dear God, how rough was your life? You look at them and say, I've always been ugly, but I don't have the scars of wrinkles of old age that I think. I mean, I'm not pretty by any stretch of the means, but I'm like, wow. I guess my life wasn't so bad.
Facebook scares me to death.
What scares you to death?
There's Facebook. I look at my old friends. Wow.
But I tell you what, though, a lot of the ladies that I went to high school from Facebook, I don't know what the hell they've been putting on. I forget that commercial. I can't think of her name now, but they must be using her stuff, and they actually look pretty good. Surprisingly, being this young at age 26. I mean, back in the day, remember as a kid, if you knew somebody who was 62 years old, they were about ready to dig their own grave, and they weren't going to be around much longer. But the life and world has changed, I guess, because of medical successes and what have you not. But,
shit, I got to thinking about something yesterday. My youngest brother, who's 10 years younger than me, hell, he's in his 50s.
Okay.
I got to see a picture of him, and he's an old man. I think that's what kids do to you.
Oh, I was thinking that too, but I don't know. I must have guessed I had so much fun with my kids that it really wasn't that stressful. I mean, my son, God rest his soul, died there at age 38, and his twin sister's still alive. But they were fun. They weren't even really work. Jessica was at first because she had trouble reading. But my son, Jesse, at age 3, could spell Philadelphia. I bet you couldn't spell Philadelphia. I mean, neither one of you two, you in the studio or you, Brent, could spell Philadelphia right now if you tried.
You probably
Philadelphia.
Oh, Islander.
Philadelphia.
You threw a wrench in the show.
I knew he would get it right, though. I didn't know because he's from Long Island. Originally.
But I wouldn't have.
When he was 3 years old, and I was like, "What the?" But we watch hockey all the time, and so you keep repeatedly seeing that. And that's a difficult word. I don't care who you are. It's a difficult word.
Spell Mississippi.
How do we used to say that? MISSISSIPPI. That is it. Mississippi.
That's the only way I know.
I was in Mississippi in 1983. That's when I was in Biloxi. I was in Air Force Tech School. And matter of fact, they had a hurricane just the year before, and they took us to the beach. And they said, it's just horrible. I'm like, pretty damn good to me. But then again, until you live a beach life and see how pristine it is, and then after a hurricane, it looks, I mean, right now I've been to the beach, I think a week or two ago, It looks all right, but it's not what it was. But it'll come back. Each spring we add a little bit more to it and get it back. It's still groovy. But no, I liked Biloxi actually. I was a 5-week wonder though, so I was only there for 5 weeks, which I did enjoy. That's interesting. You brought that to my mind. I had no idea of talking about that. In fact, I didn't even make many notes today. I've been really, just say it flat out, pissy. When you lose your home, I lost both of my cats. I had to leave them. The hotel, the Sheraton didn't. The Sheraton. I don't know if I said this last week or not, but the Sheraton would allow you a service dog or a service horse.
Wait, no way.
A service horse is a thing. That's actually a thing. A service horse.
Yes, it is. A service horse, but I could not bring a service cat. My head still wants to explode every time I say it out loud and even think about it. What is wrong with a cat? Oh, we're in a hotel that has a restaurant, and the cat's going to find the mice and rats and show you out that you're a filth bag hotel, Sheraton in there on the Clearwater Beach. If you're so stupid to go to Sheraton, and if you come here to Florida to visit, don't go there. Don't go there. Matter of fact, if you're smart, stay on this side of the damn water in Largo and then in Clearwater, and either drive over or bus over to the beach to enjoy your beach day, because you're going to spend less money and you're going to see what real Floridians are like. Not this vacation crap, they just get drunk and try to get laid, where you see real people and meet real people who live real lives. Everybody thinks, oh, you live in Florida, it's so wonderful. No, dog. Guess what? It's just like anywhere else in the U.S. You got to do things to survive. And it's not always easy.
It don't just work like that.
And you get to bake in the sun in the summertime while doing it.
No, you know what? Last year it was really rough with that humidity. And that's why I'm angry too, because I lost my place over that. I flooded out. My landlord refused to repair it. FEMA and HUDVASH, which is a VA program that helps poor vets like me pay their rent, refused to pay rent and condemned it. So I refused to pay rent. And like I said, my portion was a third of it, $500, and the other $1,000 was by the government. They wanted me to pay. He wanted me to pay it all. I'm like, no, it's condemned. You come fix it, then we'll pay it. Guess what? Yeah. That's why I was living in a hotel, because get out. Get out. Yeah. You ain't going to pay. I said, so what are you going to do now? You're not going to fix that black mold back there in the closet that came from the storm, and you're going to put somebody else in here. I made sure my VA people, I said, don't you put another veteran in there. That black mold will kill you.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, you breathe that in, it will cause you some serious lung disease. And I already got lung issues, and I smoke cigarettes, but that's another deal. You can't be living with that crap, and
well, hold on. I got to run the house, but I'm going to set the phone down so it don't cut you off.
Well, if you stop moving around, then we can actually hear you. But I do want to talk about something else, too. Biden's bad Israeli deal. And the news tried to give the Trumpster, bam, Trump came in, so the deal was made. No, the deal was made, which was a crappy deal way back in May. It is better off for the Palestinians than the Israelis. The Israelis are getting nothing back compared to what the Palestinians are. And the Palestinians are all getting convicted criminals back. And the Israelis, matter of fact, I think today they've released 3 or 4 women, but they were soldiers. So I don't want to hear, okay, we captivated and kept women to do the bad things, they did to them. But they were soldiers, and Israeli women soldiers are supposed to be really badass. So I dig that. But Israel is the deal was created by, I call him Biden, because let's face it, Obama was running the presidency during Biden's presidency. He said he would from the basement, and he was. Him and Pelosi and Hillary. Okay? Now he makes this deal, and Trump says, look, if there ain't a deal by my inauguration day, they're going to be held to pay. Bam. When they heard him say that, okay, you know what? We're going to take this deal and the Palestinians, it's in our favor. Why the Israelis took the deal, though, however, really behooves me. I can't. Why? You had nothing really to gain on that except for to get back these 4 women. And there's all these other, mostly women is what they're holding the Palestinians, I understand. I could stand corrected on that, but I don't know why they did it, because they couldn't have been afraid of Trump. We're Israel's friend. And Palestinians, we're not, because the Palestinians just want to kill the Jews and push them off into the water. I don't care who you are. Yeah,
they've been doing that for years and years, hundreds of years.
Yeah, you don't want to eradicate anything. It's like trying to eradicate blacks, Chinese, whatever. That's wrong. Let them live their life as long as they're not hurting me. I'm not hurting you. Let's live free. Let's try to be cool. Let's try to be groovy. That's what it's all about. Just be groovy. Have a beer or whatever, and move on. Press on. It's just, my head is like once it explodes this week, listening to all this crap and being all the other crap I was going through. I really haven't been there in body and mind, but holy crap, I'm past my medication break, ain't I?
Yeah, I was wondering when you were going to catch that.
Well, I'm enjoying the conversation with Brent.
That's how you know it's a good conversation, when you realize what time it is.
Well, no, because my brain is starting to go
sideways.
I think you need to get out for a minute, Robbie, and take your medication and come back more prepared, because I get out there on a limb and I don't even know really where I'm at except for in the studio. But mentally, I'm like, what the hell are you doing, Robbie? And that's where I'm at right now. And
so that's what I'm going to do. That's where I step in. What we're going to do is we're going to keep Brent on the line. I'm just going to turn him off for a couple minutes. Robbie's going to step out and take his smoke break, or his medication break, I should say.
Both.
Yeah. So Robbie's going to step out and take his medication break. We will be right back with more right here on the TAN Talk Radio Network. And just a friendly reminder that this is the It's All Groovy Show. We'll be back with more right after this. All right, and we are back with more of the It's All Groovy Show right here on the TAN Talk Radio Network. You want to get in on the discussions we have today on the show? We'll get back to Brent and Robbie in a little while. Brent is still on the line. We just have him muted right now, and we'll get him and Robbie back on talking to each other when Robbie comes back from his medication break. 727-441-3000 is the phone number to call. Again, 727-441-3000 is the phone number to call to get in on any of the discussions on the show today. We got a little less than half an hour to go here on the program. This is the It's All Groovy show for those just tuning in. I'm Matt. I'm the producer of the show. If you're watching on Facebook and YouTube and you don't see anybody in the studio but you hear a voice, don't panic. That's me. I'm on the other side of the camera. That's why you can't see me while I'm talking. Again, 727-441-3000 is the phone number to call. On a very busy weekend here in the Tampa Bay area, we got playoff football tomorrow, championship Sunday, with the winner of the AFC and NFC title games going to the Super Bowl. We'll get into that in a little while. But it's also a big weekend here in the Tampa area. The Lightning are playing good hockey. They won in overtime last night against Chicago. They're in Detroit tonight. And it is a very big weekend here in the Bay because it is Gasparilla weekend. It's the huge pirate festival in Tampa Bay. It's going on right now in Tampa. So for those that are out partaking in Gasparilla weekend and participating in the pirate festival, we encourage everybody to be smart and just be careful while you're out celebrating. Have a good time, enjoy yourselves, but just be smart and be safe is more importantly what we're aiming for here at Gasparilla weekend in the Tampa Bay area. And it is also hopefully the last weekend of cold weather here in Tampa. It's supposed to start warming up in the Bay Area this week. Now, the studios, for those of you wondering, are located in Clearwater. We're not that far from Clearwater Beach. We're about 4 miles away from the beach. You could probably walk from the studio to Clearwater Beach if you have the energy and stamina to be able to walk that far. But it's about a 4-mile walk to Robbie's point to go out to Clearwater Beach from here at the Tan Talk studios. You can't take the buses. There are public transportation services that will get you out to the beach. You can Uber it, which I've seen a ton of people do. They have the Jolly Trolley service, which will get you out to Clearwater Beach that way. There's regular buses. You can still be able to get out to Clearwater Beach without a problem from downtown Clearwater, from this side of the bay. Yeah, that's what we're going to run with. There are good lodging options on this side of the bay or this side of Clearwater, I should say, to piggyback off Robbie's point about the hotels on Clearwater Beach. Some of them, actually most of them that I've had the chance to go into are very nice. I can't speak for the hotel Robbie's talking about, but fair amount of the hotels on Clearwater Beach are very nice and are worth the stay if you're willing to pay a little bit extra because it's beachfront property. That's why paying for hotels out in Clearwater Beach are a little more expensive as compared to, say, buying hotels in downtown Clearwater. Those are going to be a lot cheaper because you're not on the water. You can easily get to beach access from this side of Clearwater if you're in the city. But that's the reason why hotel prices are cheaper in Clearwater as compared to staying directly on the beach, because you're staring at the Gulf of Mexico. That's why the prices are a little bit higher, shall we say, staying out on Clearwater Beach as compared to staying here in the city of Clearwater. So there is a lot to do in the area, and it'll be nicer once the weather decides to warm up. But Clearwater, surprisingly, and not only Clearwater, but the state of Florida, decided, much like the rest of the country, to actually participate in winter this year and have it be a cold winter at that. It's been very cold for this region. For the first time in a couple years, it's actually been really cold during the winter months. North Florida and the Panhandle actually got snow earlier this week. Orlando was freezing. I was just there the other day. I went to go visit friends in Disney. Orlando was actually quite cold. It's been quite cold here in Clearwater. Yes, winter has officially arrived. And I say this all the time, and you guys have heard me talk about this on the show with Robbie and without Robbie when he's done when he's been out on his medication breaks. Excuse me. But anybody, we say it all the time, cold is cold no matter where you are. But Clearwater cold and the cold that Robbie and I are used to, him being a former Pittsburgher and me being a New Yorker, cold up there and cold down here are very, very different. Cold is cold, but cold down here in Florida and cold up north are completely different things. Because I've had reports from friends that still live in the New York area that'll tell you some of the highs have been in the 20s, single digits overnight. So yeah, cold is cold no matter where you are. Just cold from up north where Robbie's from, where I'm from, hit a lot differently than any of the cold you're going to get here in Florida. But yes, North Florida actually got snow. I don't think Clearwater and the Tampa Bay area has had snow since last I heard the late 60s, early 70s was the last time you got snow in this area, and it's been cold enough for snow. There is cold, but just not cold enough for the rain and what have you to turn into snow. So, yeah, lot going on with weird weather. Gasparilla weekends here. We got championship weekend in the NFL. We got good stuff going on with the Tampa Bay Lightning. We've finally started to actually play decent hockey again. And now it's safe to say we're getting Brent back on the phone line. And joining us once again in the studio is the incomparable Robbie the Shark. Robbie, take it away.
Well, thank you very much, Matt. And yeah, I forgot about Gasparilla. I'm glad you brought that up. I've never been to one.
Neither have I. I've heard good things about it, but I've never actually gone. Just because I know it's a madhouse down there for Gasparilla weekend from stories I've been told.
Well, it's a good reason to watch the news when you live down here because I don't know if you ever seen women dressed up as pirates, but dear God, Lord help me.
I have.
Bad thoughts. But no, it looks like it'd be a lot of fun. And they do a children's one too, right?
Yeah, that was last weekend.
Last weekend? Yeah.
Last weekend was the children's Gasparilla, and the main attraction is this weekend.
I know they're warning about this weekend about getting imbibing a little too much, getting drunk. So be careful if you're going out there. Don't get stupid. Wait till after you go home to finish off and get stupid when you go to your local bar after you leave the parade. That's really the way I feel about it. It's not worth the trouble that you get yourself into, but it's a trip. I wanted to get into, first of all, yeah, bringing up the Lightning too. It is, as far as I'm concerned, hockey season has just begun. I mean, I was a hockey nut back in the day with my kid and when I was a ref and what have you not. But I really don't start following till like late January, February. Now we're really coming down to the nitty gritty. And this is when it's getting groovy. Would you say Tampa's in second now?
No, they're in third place behind the Panthers and Toronto.
Okay. And I don't know, how did I miss last night's game? Oh, you know why? Because that motel I'm sitting at doesn't get, what are they on? FanDuel Network now,
FanDuel Sports
right?
Network is what they're calling it. It used to be Bally
FanDuel
Sports.
Network, yeah. Those thieves, FanDuel and DraftKings, just
Indeed.
wanting to steal your money. And I do top three to beat the bookie, but I strongly suggest the only bet you make is with your wife and who has to clean the toilet this weekend. Don't blow any money. No. Don't do that. Don't do that because this is so fixed, so ridiculous. Have you seen on Facebook? I mean, I thought, okay, I'm not. I didn't really see what I just saw. Yes, you did. Two defenders' heads collide, and they call a penalty on the defense for roughing the passer. They didn't even touch him. He went down on his own. Mahomes. But you know what? It's going to be interesting this weekend. It's really going to be interesting with the chefs. The Kansas City chefs.
Kansas City.
I said it right.
Yeah, no, he caught himself. Don't worry.
No, wait. US 9, just south of Omaha, Nebraska. I've been to Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Kansas. There are two different. Great mall down there. Actually, Kansas City people seem to be pretty groovy. It was cool. I was there for like a day with a girlfriend of mine, and we enjoyed it. It was nice. It was different. And then when you drive all the way back up, all you drive through is cornfields, and it is just the weirdest drive. And it's only a couple hours. Kansas City, I ain't got no problem with them, except for the fact that it has to be because of what's her name there, not Tyler Swift. Yeah, because I actually think she's just like Michelle Obama and got one down there, and is not really a woman. But I digress. And she is not good looking, in my opinion, at all. But yet, they consider to be so. If the media says it's so, then it must be so. Oh, dear God. I mean, just, I can't wait to see what's going to happen tomorrow. It's going to blow my mind. I can't wait. I really can't wait for the games. And, I'm in the motel, of course, so I'm by myself. Maybe I'll meet somebody after I leave the show today and have a lady come over and watch the games with me tomorrow. But I'm prepared just to sit alone. I'm not going to the bar. Not going to do that. I've been through that enough years. Yeah, I'll sit home and I'll slurp down a few natty ices, one every 2 hours. So, just enjoying myself. And you know what? I might even order pizza tomorrow. There we go. We're trying to make a plan because I have no plans right now. It's my life is just upside down.
You're gonna be all right.
Yeah. Thank you, Brent. I know I am, but it's funny because I haven't been to church in years, but I went for Christmas Eve mass. And things have gone south ever since I went to church. I'm like, Lord Jesus, I know you make the cross heavy so that when it does turn around, I get it. I understand you've done this to me before, but like, you actually did something I thought was good for you and good for me. And it's just been, this year has been total caca. And, but that's okay. It's going to get better. I know it is. And I have this show to look forward to every week. So that's really groovy. I really love coming here, man. It is so much fun. If you have any aspirations whatsoever, do it, man. Worst case scenario, you can't even watch yourself on TV, which I've only watched, what has it been, 2 years now, Matt? Year and a half? I think I've watched 3 episodes. I can't even watch myself. I always used to wonder about that. These TV personalities, they watch their own shows. And no, I don't. And I really don't. Actually, I will go back and I listen to the top 3 to beat the bookie to make sure what I said is what I have written down. Because what I have written down might change when I do the top 3 here in a moment. Because I might just change my mind. It happens that way. And it hasn't been working very good during the playoffs. What we do, we went 34 for 50 on a regular season. And what was I, 1 for 6 there to wild card weekend? Oh, excuse me. Really bad. But, you'll have days like this. And it's always going to be pretty. But this weekend, I got a lock, man. Ain't no doubt about this. Ain't no doubt about it. I'm going to tell you right now, downtown with Murphy Brown. Listen what Robbie the Shark got to say. And you know what? Bet your wife that she's going to clean the toilet this weekend because you will win. I wanted to say something else, but I thought it'd be nice.
I know what you were thinking.
Yeah, you know what kind of pig I am, Brent. You know me too well. You are. You know what? You are right now more of a brother than Grigard the Barbarian. And I love Grigard, but we were didn't talk for years, and then we got together, and he was opening up the show for me and having fun. And I don't know what the hell I did or he did, but it's like over. And I know I said bad things to my mother too, because we got into all of this. It was bad. But the government's going to change my medication, so I won't do that anymore. But I miss him. But you actually know me better than he does, because he's my younger brother. I'm the oldest, so I know more about him. Because as an older brother, you don't want your younger brother to see what kind of crap you're getting away with. Because once you get away, or even if you get in trouble for it, then he knows he can push that envelope. It's funny. I do miss you, Grigard the Barbarian. If you are out there listening, please call in again. People miss you, man. And you know what he did say to me though, Matt? This is true. And this kind of scared me in a way, because obviously I have aspirations. I plan on being more than just here in Clearwater, Florida at the beautiful 1340 WTAN Tan Talk Radio Network studio, and Lola's home. It's beautiful, but I'm going big, and I know I am. And my brother Grigard, when we stopped talking, he said to me, Robbie, I don't want to be a star. And he hung up. And I'm like, whoa, that's kind of profound. The hell does he mean by that? I guess he means that he knows I am rising up. Yeah, I'm talking high myself right now because I know I am. And especially up there, you, Mr. Devo, you hate me so much. You love me, man. And you know what? You need to watch what you're doing lately on Facebook there, man. That's kind of nasty, brother. You're really getting out of hand. I mean, you're usually funny, but
I actually agree.
anyways, we only got like, what, 8 minutes left, 9 minutes left. Now, how voice call? I turned this goddamn thing off.
I guess maybe you turned it back on when you went outside for your break.
Well, I think when I put it in my pocket. I don't know. I hate this phone. I got to go get a new one. I'm no longer with Spectrum anymore because I don't have TV. So I'm with Spectrum phone. So I need to find a new company. Who does this station promote? Any particular phone company? Because if it is, that's who I wanted to take a look over. Anyways, we got the Landover engines. Yes, Landover, Maryland engines. That will be your Washington Democratic congressman engines heading to Philadelphia. And the Skins are getting 6. And I'm going to tell you what, the Skins are getting 6. I no doubt in my mind, if you look at the, what do you call it? The Super Bowl logo they put out every year with the colors. I'm sure you have seen that on TV. So the colors are red. And then they were saying there was blue there this morning. I'm looking at it. That's more of a golden color. And it's not going to be the chefs. The chefs ain't going. I'll tell you that right now. And I don't want to tell you that soon because I'll tell you what the spread is when I'm doing. But the chefs ain't going nowhere. Mahomes is getting on his knees and taking care of Kelsey. That's the end of that story right there. But they're heading off. What?
Hey, I'm going out to work.
Yeah, I know. You don't like to listen to the sports. Hey, Brent, thanks for calling in and speaking with me today. And I'll give you a holler later on today on the private phone, and we'll chit chat, bro.
Give me a buzz.
Peace out. It's been groovy, man. Again, the Skins are getting 6. They ain't gonna need a 1 because they're gonna win outright. The Eagles are going down like the ex-wife. Period. Niagara Falls, they head to Arrowhead, US 9, Kansas City, Kansas side, not the Missouri side or Missouri side. The Bisons, man, it was 1.5. And I looked this morning because I always check before I come to the show. You know, did I write this crap down right? Yeah, you did, Robbie, but it changed now. The Bisons are now getting 2. Now, think about this. DraftKings FanDuel, okay, you know, the NFL partnership, you know all about that. You do, right? I mean, they are no longer, the NFL is no longer sports programming. It's sports entertainment programming. And they follow the same FCC rules. And yes, I know FCC rules because they shut me down before. I know a little about the Federal Communications Communists. Call them that. I don't know. I'm trying to be nice. I'm losing thought right now. But this is all scripted. It's pre-planned. They have the rights of WWE, WWF. Okay? We'll decide who's going to win the game. And they will tell that referee, that's not a penalty. How many times have you seen them collude? 3 of them talking in there, and the one looking in it, he got his earpiece on, and you know they're talking in New York. How should we call this? They don't necessarily determine the outcome of the game, but obviously, if you're going to call penalties that didn't exist, you're helping the team, and they could prosper, just like the Chefs did last week. With the head-to-head concussion contact between 2 defensive players that didn't touch Mahomes at all. It's predetermined, period. And that's why, I mean, how do I go from 17 years, 72% against the bookie? And that's, it's got to be God that does this for me because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I don't even watch ESPN. So I don't know where it comes from. It just does. But 72%, and now I'm down to 62. Not reading it. And now I think about read the money. The money. Okay, the money, it was 1.5, now it's 2. So that means the money right now is on Kansas City Chefs. It's on the Chitty Chefs. So what do they want to do? The bookie don't want to lose no goddamn money. Matter of fact, he's hoping for a closer tie because he's definitely making money with that way. But when the spread moves like that, 0.5 point in a big game like this, 0.5 point is a lot, folks. I mean, that's a lot. It really is. That means money is all on Kansas City. So what I'm telling you right now, take the Buffalo Bisons. Take the 2 points. And you know what? I don't know. You look that up. I think it pays more if you bet straight cash or whatever. If you're actually a bettor. Straight up, give up the 2 points. And I think there's another way to do it. Iggy knows how to do that, where you can give away the points and parlay and all this other caca that I don't really know nothing about. But I do know what I know about who's going to win. And like I said, DFF bookies do not want to lose. Money's on the Chefs. So take those 2 points, and it'll be a great Super Bowl. Skins, Bisons. There you have it. This is the one and only Robbie the Shark, and I'm out of energy. So we'll talk to you next week. God be with you.
And that will do it for us here on the Tan Talk Radio Network. We will see you same time, same place, same channel next week. And remember, it's all groovy.
Hey there, sugar darling. Let me tell you something, girl, I've been trying to say now. You look so sweet and you're so doggone fine. I just